Check, test. Okay, I guess should be fine. I'm gonna double check. Just wanna make sure. Okay, I guess it should be working fine now. Yeah, it's working fine. Good morning, one and all, and welcome to the video. Yeah, has been a long time made any Q&A session, so yeah, here I am, early morning, about 7 o'clock in the morning. It's gonna be a quick session, not much, but about 20 minutes. I'll give you a couple of updates that I have for you guys for this channel. First thing first is basically, thank you so much for love and support. 12,000 subscribers means a lot. Yeah, we are doing good, so yeah, that's fine. Now a couple of updates about the channel. I First of all, is this video even are you guys even able to see this video? Let me make sure because sometimes, hopefully, it should be working fine. I guess. I mean, because yeah, it should be fine. I guess the video should be fine. So yeah, a couple of channel updates I would like to share here. The first channel update that I would give you here is basically, uh, first of all, I was busy the entire week because of my driving exam. So that's the reason I was a little busy. Was not able to make some videos. Second thing is basically, now since I'm transitioning my role from, of course, I am a software engineer, but I would be moving more to the data side now. So I'll be, I would start creating tutorials more on this channel related to data. Handling massive data with AWS, mostly everything would be cloud now. For example, creating a data pipeline. So if you want to do a web scraper, if you want to schedule a web scraper, so we would basically make a data pipeline using Apache Airflow, and we would set up a cron job, and so we'll do all of that. We already did Apache Airflow, so we learn more of that. So what I'm trying to say is basically, more videos you can expect on this channel now on things related to data. So data manipulation, data crunching. We'll be using various scientific libraries such as Dask, Numba. We would be parallelizing our code using threading, processing, but mostly this all would be more data oriented. Then we would try to explore areas such as when you have a massive data, petabyte scale data, what's the best way to query the data. So I would try to use EMR, AWS EMR. Right, if you want to transform the data, should I use a glue job? I mean, I can write a glue job that is nothing but a Spark, or what was the other thing? It was a glue. Yeah. So basically, AWS Glue. We'll explore in detail about AWS Glue, crawlers, all of that. We do EMR, transforming data with the AWS EMR. And there was another AWS service. I just forgot. I don't recollect the name on the top of my head. So these were the three. Oh, should we use AWS Lambdas to filter out the data? So mostly more related to data videos you would expect on this channel now. More related to AWS. You would also expect more tutorials related to web scrapers. So as you know, web scraping is one of the best thing people do it in Python, right? So there are three frameworks even in web scraping. There are Selenium is there. Then we have basically what was the other thing? Beautiful Soup, and then what was that? Spider. So these are the three things we have in web scraping framework. So I would try to grab all of those, or try to learn all of that, and we'll try to link everything using Apache Airflow. We'll link all of these data. I mean, basically, what I'm trying to say is basically we'll create a pipeline where at let's say at 9 o'clock, we want to schedule a scraper. So the scraper would basically, first of all, at 9 o'clock, it would trigger a task. It would put it in the queue. The queue could be Redis or RabbitMQ, and then from that queue, the workers would process these tasks, the scrape the websites, and then pull the data, transform the data, put it on AWS. So we'll try to use either Celery, or we'll try to use Apache Airflow. We'll try to explore hooks and connectors. That is something I haven't talked in my videos on Airflow. So expect some videos there. But let me take some questions now if anyone has. I have 15 minutes and I can take some questions. So I see a lot of questions popping up here. Ranuga says hi. How do you make a cross-platform Python GUI? There are various ways to make a cross-platform Python GUI. First of all, you could make tkinter, Kiwi, uh, cross-platform. Yeah, Tkinter, Kiwi. If you want to make with HTML, CSS, it's Eel is there. Qt Designer is there. You just drag and drop, create the UI, and then it generates the Python code. So these are all the things you could use. Dopus Trend says, does Python anywhere supports Selenium Flask? Oh yes, it does support Selenium Flask, but yeah, that's what I was about to say. So what I'm trying to say, if you want to use Selenium in production, you're not gonna make it work. Like it's you gotta deploy it on a Linux server. So the best way to do that is using a Docker container. I saw some videos last night. I was just casually going over it. So you want to have a Docker image and you want to have the Selenium task in the running inside the container. So that's one of the best way to use Selenium scrapers. Yeah, as I said, more tutorials would be on web scraping, data pipeline, data processing, data chunking. So stuff related to that. Hopefully, does that make sense? Yeah, any questions? I have about 15 minutes. I know I'm running on a crunch of a time right now, but still thought to come and just say hi to everyone. So yeah, so if I want to make a Python Android application, how do I start? Well, I mean, you can't make an Android. I mean, you can make in Kiwi, but Python is not meant for making mobile. I mean, technically, yes, you can make a PWA application that is a which is not an app exactly. It's just like a what do you call it? It's a web app, right? You would use Google PWA or native. It would just when you open the website on the phone, it would become an app, right? So I mean, I don't think it's meant for, Python is meant for making Android apps. I mean, it's meant for making backend services, APIs. You could make that, and you could make your UI if you want. Make it in Flask or PWA. If not, use Flutter or any Android SDK or something like that. My recommendation. So yeah. Well, where do I deploy? Depends. I mean, if it's for free use, I usually deploy it on Heroku. Heroku is free. You don't have to pay anything. So, or if you want, you could also deploy it on your Raspberry Pis. I have a cluster of Raspberry Pis in my room. I did my port forwarding on that, set up a DDNS there. So, excuse me, but yeah, you could do either one of them. All right. Let's see any more questions. I have 50, as I said, I have about 12, 13 minutes more I can answer, and then I gotta get back to work. Can you make a video on Python and React Native? I mean, I can make. React is a front end framework. I mean, I'm not planning to learn React because my job role more is towards backend, data crunching, processing, and ETL. So that would be more like related to front end. So I'm not thinking to make videos on React. We have some question. I think I gotta wear my specs sometimes, or maybe zoom this a little bit. Yep, that's fine. Okay. How to integrate a.py file ML model in a MERN stack? MERN stack. Okay. Yeah, that means you are using one sec. So, if I'm right, according to my knowledge, MERN stands for Mongo Express Angular. What's the other thing? Let me just go. I think there's something like that. Mongo Express Angular and for what? I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. But if you want to deploy, so let's read your question. What's your question? So it says how do I integrate a .py file ML module into a MERN stack into? Oh yeah, it's pretty easy. Actually, it's very easy. Few days, oh no, not few days, actually, few months back, I made a video on how to call a Python file from a Node file. So, I mean, there is a very easy way to do this. Let me see. I have a video also on my channel. Hold on. Let me just get to that video. I'm just searching. I mean, I just have so much video. So, calling. Let me just search for it for you. Calling Python file from a Node file. Yeah, it's a very easy one. It's not a big deal. I mean, I did that. Oh yeah, here you go. I got the video. Yeah, this video had 292 likes. Wow, that's amazing. Whatever. Let me send you the link again. That might help you out. So yeah, it's easy. It's not nothing like that super complicated. It's very easy how you can have a MERN stack and call a py file. Pretty easy. So check that video out, man. It would help you out. Where was I? Okay. Bruce says, where do you deploy? Oh, I think I answered that. Basically, I'm using a MERN stack for my web application. I have a module for some. Okay, that's fine. Oh, okay. So yeah, watch the video. That might help you out. Dopa says, how much do you make a year as a backend developer? That is something I wouldn't like to talk about. It's something personal. Please don't mind. But I don't like to talk about money. It's just like a personal thing. So hope you understand. Because it's then more becomes like a show of I make this much money, I make that much money. So I rather not decide not to say that. Bruce says any suggestions on using Python on intraday trading? Ah, interesting. Yeah, but the thing is, it would be slow. Then you gotta, if you're doing like heavy computation, you gotta, as I said, you gotta use Dask or Numba to, make it faster. Queues, threading, processing, and all of that. But yeah, it's possible. I mean, there are videos on scalping technology strategies. Sorry, strategies to do that. So yeah, you can definitely, yeah. Well, I mean, for that, I mean, you could, go to Glassdoor or, other websites, and they give you on an average how much software engineer makes. On an average, a junior, I'll give you a range of junior engineer makes from about 60 to 70 to 75K. Senior makes, I mean, one level, mid level makes from 80 to 85, 90K. Senior tech lead makes about 90 to 100. Then the director makes about 100, or I'm talking about small companies, not like big. And if you're the CTO or something, maybe 150, 200, maybe max. Maybe, yeah. So, what do you think about PyCarrot? Never heard about it, man. But I would definitely check it out. PyCarrot. Yeah, I'm exploring more on as I said, I'm exploring more. What do you call that? Airflow. So yeah, I'm going in depth in Airflow about operators, hooks, creating your own operators, because I think it's cool. I mean, he solves a lot of problem. I mean, you don't have to write all. In Celery, it was, you had to deal with errors. There was no web interface. I like Celery. I mean, I like Airflow, so I'm going more in depth in Airflow right now. So. Uh, I'll check about the pie carrot. That's fine. Then you live in UK? No, I live in United States. Yeah. Bruce says use OpenCV before. Yeah. I mean, when I was doing my masters, I mean not masters project, but yeah, I did use OpenCV for some few projects before. Yeah. Oops. Pie carrot. Okay, it's interesting. It looks like. We're excited to announce PyCarrot 2.2 GPU enabled training hyperpars param. Oh, interesting. Interesting. PyCarrot. Okay. Thank you for sharing that name. I mean, I'll definitely, dive deep into that. That's my what is Android SDK? Basically, if you want to make an Android, someone asked me about how to make wanted to make an Android app. So I said, look for like Android Studio. So they have their packages and all. You could make. So yeah, you could Google that, of course. Any more questions? I have about 10 minutes roughly. Yeah, I hope you guys liked the tutorials on DynamoDB. It was a pretty extensive tutorial on Dynamo. So yeah, I think I did make a video on what should you do to become a backend engineer, the things you should know. I would recommend to watch that video. Hopefully that might help you out. So alright, if anyone has questions, please do post your questions. But yeah, I do not have a beginner series for AWS, but I have tutorials and bits and pieces in my AWS playlist. So you could go there and, of course, learn more. I'm not planning to make any zero to hero. But it takes a lot of time right now. But I have like other things to learn right now. As I said, Airflow, data pipeline, AWS EMR, glue jobs, and stuff like that. So my focus more would be learning that and creating tutorials in pieces or in sections rather. All right. right, I guess. Can you please suggest an easy way to serve a Python script for product recommendation to an e-commerce website? Could you please suggest an easy way to serve a Python? Yeah, I mean, the most easiest way is using Flask. I mean, you can just host it on Flask or Django, or, I mean, if you are thinking of hosting it, I mean, what do you mean, like, exactly by, can you, easy way to serve a Python? Serve as in what do you want to recommend? Do you want, so basically, you would make a REST API, you would make a backend which would return a JSON response. So that could be consumed on the front end website, if that makes sense, what I'm saying. Because on the UI, on the e-commerce, you want to say, hey, these are the recommended products. So you would use jQuery or Handlebar or whatever to iterate over the data. You would display the on the DOM elements, right? So that's why I said you wanna have a backend REST API which returns the JSON of your recommendation. So hopefully that makes sense. And yeah, when you design a backend, make sure you are caching your backend. You have a Redis cache, a layer, all of that. So just the basic stuff. So yeah. Bruce, I deploy it on Raspberry Pi, or as I said, I deployed on Raspberry Pi, AWS, or Heroku. Um, yeah, I guess I have to go. I have some other things right now, but yeah, thank you so much for joining in today. I know it's a very short session, so I just give a couple of updates on my channel. More tutorials expect on data crunching, data processing, creating pipelines, AWS, EMR, glue jobs, and stuff like that. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry, I have to leave due to a time crunch right now. But if you have any more questions, you can always write an email and I would try to get back to you on that. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Keep smiling, keep coding, and see you guys in the upcoming tutorials.